Good evening, friends. Thanks for joining the celebration of National Girl Child Day, 24th January 2022, Monday. We'll be starting shortly. Before we begin with this program, I request our Vice President, Sri Nimil Bakshi, to give a glimpse of Friday evening talk. Baroda Management Association is doing this Friday evening talk since last 25 years without missing a single Friday. It's a marathon talk and one of the record in India. So I request Nimil Bhai to run a presentation to give a glimpse of various topics and various speakers who has taken the lecture at Friday evening talk program of Baroda Management Association. Thank you. So good evening, friends. We have the entire women committee of Baroda Management Association associated at present, and we will be starting the program very soon. We have a BMA Women Committee Chairperson, Rajal Madam. Our she's there. Shivani is there.
Okay.
Okay, let's begin with Nimil Bhai.
Morning, Rajan.
There.
Rajan, can we start? Thank you.
Good evening, friends. Let's begin with this program. So I request Chairperson Rajal Madam to give the welcome address, and then we'll continue with the program. Rajal Madam.
Okay, thank you, Deepak Bhai. Thank you, Nimil Bhai, and good evening to all of you, all parents who are going to talk today, and my team here. So today it's my pleasure to kick off this event on the day of National Girl Child Day. And honestly, I have a mixed feelings today. One hand, I'm feeling really good and having a very good vibes because the purpose of this day is really, really significant. And we are really here gathering for that celebration of this day. Why I like this? Because this day, 24th of January 1966, Indira Gandhi was born in as a first woman vice president of India, and that really signifies the basically a start of the women empowerment history in India. So that's why this day has got a very good purpose and significance. And following this, a lot of schemes and the laws were implemented for daughters and our girls and women. That was a major contribution came from government. So that was very encouraging. At the same time, I'm not very comfortable with this because as you see the reality, how girl is being treated, how women are being treated even today. So we have to go a long way to celebrate this really in the spirit. So I really hope we can really one day celebrate the happy national day for the girl child. So that is, I think we have to really work towards that. So we are all here gathered for that, our long-term goal. Now, we from Women Committee of Baroda Management Associations. We can really like understand this. We recognize this, both aspects of this today's program. And here, that's why we are invited parents of only one girl child to share their actual stories. And we really sincerely want to make even 0.001% difference also we can make on this day to have a better world, of a safe world, safe space for our like girls, to grow them, to learn, to nurture, and have a very good future for them. So that is ultimately we are just today's like a gathering for that. And as we all of us we know, like a girls, women have a really great potential. Only it's a question of the unlocking them, nurturing them, and unleashing them. So I'm sure I think our parents of girl child will share the real story about them. And as you know that today all the states of India, they are celebrating this day. So here on the level of a like individual level, on the institution level, we all can really share our 2 cents on this day on the different ways. And this is the one of the ways and gesture from BMA to express our really gratitude and the celebration of this day. So with this, I would like to hand over to floor to next speaker, and welcome to all the parents and the girl childs.
Thank you, Rajal Madam. I think Shivani is not there. So now I request Bibi Bhai to say a few words about the program that we do at BMA.
Can I audible? Okay. દીપકભાઈ, બ્રહ્મા વિષ્ણુ અને મહેશ દેવતાઓની વાતો તો આપણે ઘણી સાંભળી, પણ આજના દિવસનું બ્રોશર જોયા પછીથી લાગ્યું કે બ્રહ્મા વિષ્ણુ અને મહેશ નું સૌથી મોટું જે ફ્યુઅલ છે તે લક્ષ્મી અને સરસ્વતી. વિપુલભાઈ હતા કે પછી તે સાગરભાઈ હતા કે વિશાખા, આ બધા જયારે આજે ઇન્ટરવ્યુ આપતા હતા ને પ્રેસ મીડિયામાં, ત્યારે ખરેખર એવું લાગ્યું કે આ ત્રણેય દેવતાઓ ઇક્વલી ઇમ્પોર્ટન્સ દેવીઓને પણ એટલું જ આપ્યું છે. અને માટે લક્ષ્મી નારાયણ કયો કે પછીથી તમે એની અંદર સીતા રામ કયો કે રાધા કૃષ્ણ કયો, દરેકની પાછળ નામ તો છે જ. તો કદાચ છેલ્લા 100 વર્ષમાં આપણે થોડું ભૂલી ગયા છું એટલે એ નામ લેવામાં નથી આવ્યું. પણ હવે એ જમાનો ગયો કે નારી તે અબળા નારી કે સબળા નારીના આપણા પ્રોગ્રામ નારી તું નારાયણી. હવે જમાનો આવી ગયો છે, ઓલિમ્પિકનો મેડલ પણ લેડીઝ સ્ટાર્ટ કરે છે. આજે પોલિટિક્સની અંદર ગમે તેટલા પાવરફુલ પોલિટિશિયન કોઈ પણ સ્ટેટમેન્ટ આપે તો કાઉન્ટર સ્ટેટમેન્ટ પણ લેડી પોલિટિશિયન ટીવી ઉપર આપે છે, ત્યારે યુટ્યુબમાં લાખો લાઇક્સ 1 મિનિટમાં મળતી હોય છે. હવે એંગ્રી યંગ મેન બચ્ચન સાહેબ એઝ આ સુપરસ્ટાર, પણ સામે એટલી જ સુપરસ્ટાર આપણા કન્ટ્રીની અંદર એવા જોઈએ છે તો એટલી સુપરસ્ટાર હિરોઈન પણ એટલી જ છે કે જેના એક દમ ઉપર આખું 300 કરોડનો બિઝનેસ થતો હોય. તો બધી જ રીતે જોવા જઈએ તો મને એવું લાગી રહ્યું છે કે છેલ્લા 5 વર્ષ 7 વર્ષમાં 10 વર્ષમાં જે ચેન્જ આવી રહ્યો છે એમાંથી ધેટ્સ અ બિગ ચેન્જ ઇન અવર લાઈફ. અને આ બધી થતું હોય ત્યારે BMA ના પ્રોગ્રામની વાત કરું તો મને એવું લાગે છે કે આજે BMA ને બહુ જ મોટું એમ્પાવરમેન્ટ જે કહી શકાય વિમેન્સ કમિટીની દ્વારા મળ્યું છે. ફ્રેન્ડ્સ, BMA ની એક્ટિવિટી વિશેની વાત કરું તો BMA દર વર્ષે 125 થી 135 દિવસ વેલકમ. તમને મેસેજ આવતા જશે, ના આવતા હોય તો આ ચેટ બોક્સમાં લખી દેજો, આપનો નંબર વોટ્સએપ તમને મળી જશે ડિટેલ. એ સાથે સાથે ખાસ જે કહી શકાય પ્રોગ્રામોમાં મેનેજમેન્ટ ડેવલપમેન્ટ પ્રોગ્રામ કે જે બેઝિકલી કોર્પોરેટની જે ડિમાન્ડ છે એના ફૂલ ડે ટ્રેનિંગ પ્રોગ્રામ BMA ઓર્ગેનાઇઝ, BMA ના પોતાના સેટઅપ જે છે હોલ છે ત્યાં કરતા હોય છે, એઝ વેલ એઝ ડાયરેક્ટલી કોર્પોરેટની ડિમાન્ડ હોય તો એને ત્યાં જઈને પણ આપણે કરતા હોય છે. એની સાથેની જે પ્રોગ્રામ છે એ સૌથી જે મજાના પ્રોગ્રામ ફ્રોમ ધીસ યર with this year we consider as an year of change because of the person like Deepak Bhai, કે જે very wide thinker અને સ્પોટ ડિસિઝન લેવામાં મારી 15 વર્ષની ફ્રેન્ડશિપમાં એવું લાગ્યું કે લે છે. એટલે આ વખતે જે પ્રોગ્રામ ખાસ જે નવા ચાલુ કર્યા છે, and that is a mean for કે as you know કે Baroda Management Association is a central point for not only corporate but it's also central point thanks to the chairman કે જે પ્રોગ્રામને ઇનિશિયેટ એને કર્યું સાથેની અંદર સુરેશ પુરોહિત. First program is कौन बनेगा चाणक्य. It's an online management quiz program. We have covered almost 9 districts around the Baroda and huge participation online quiz show. Next year program જે હતો, that's a very remarkable program. Book review competition. 25 selected books બધાને આપવામાં આવી હતી અને એમાંથી bookનો review બધાએ આપ્યો. It's a very good program. First initiative, first time at BMA. Thanks and again congratulations at the same time. લાઈવ મોકો મળ્યો છે ત્યારે સુરેશ પુરોહિતને બરાબરનું દિમાગ લડાવીને જબરજસ્ત નવી ઇવેન્ટ BMA માં લાવવા માટે. At the same time, regular પ્રોગ્રામમાં એન્યુઅલ મેનેજમેન્ટ કન્વેન્શન જે ફેસ ઓફ ધ BMA ગોએફ, this is a very big day event, 2 days event where we have invited many big giant corporates. AMC એવો પ્રોગ્રામ છે કે હું રિક્વેસ્ટ કરીશ કે બધા જેટલામાં પાર્ટિસિપન્ટ છે, wherever is possible, at least once in a IMC માં કોણ આવે છે? રજત શર્મા ક્યારેક આવે છે, ક્યારેક આની અંદર આશિષ મોદી આવે છે, ક્યારેક આની અંદર ફ્લિપકાર્ટના CEO પણ આવે છે, ક્યારેક આની અંદર વિજય ભટ્ટ, મુકેશ ભટ્ટ પણ આવે છે, ક્યારેક ક્યારેક આ પ્રકારના પ્રોગ્રામની અંદર મુંબઈના ડબ્બાવાલા પણ આવે છે. ઘણા બધા જે બિગ ટાઇફૂન કહી શકાય એવા ટાઇફૂન બધા જે સ્પીકર્સ છે એ બધા આવતા હોય છે. એની સાથેનો એક IMIY ઇગ્નાઇટિંગ માઇન્ડ ઓફ યંગ ઇન્ડિયા ફૂલ ડે પ્રોગ્રામ ફોર ધ યંગ સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ અને યંગ પ્રોફેશનલનો. એમાં પણ જનરલ VP મલિકથી માંડી અને ઘણા 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 સારા સારા સ્પીકર્સ અત્યાર સુધીમાં આવી ગયા છે. સાથે આપણે એક પ્રોગ્રામ જે કરીએ છીએ એન્યુઅલ એવોર્ડ ઓફ યંગ આઉટસ્ટેન્ડિંગ મેનેજર એવોર્ડ AAYOM. ધેટ્સ અ યુનિક પ્રોગ્રામ. ઘણા વર્ષોથી આપણે કરીએ છીએ જેમાં કોર્પોરેટની ટીમ પાર્ટિસિપેટ કરે છે અને બેસ્ટ પ્રેઝન્ટેશનનો એમાં એવોર્ડ આપવામાં આવે છે. એ સાથે સાથે જોવા જઈએ તો બીજા ઘણા પ્રોગ્રામમાં આ વખતે જેમ કે વિમેન્સ કમિટીમાંથી સરિતાને તો જેસીસમાં વિપુલભાઈ હોય કે પછી ધવલભાઈ હોય, વિશાખા હોય. Sarita is a very big name in JCS, but both of you, Sarita is also big name at BMA also. And instant દિમાગ લડાવવા માટે સરિતાનું પોપ્યુલારિટી એમાં. સરિતાનું લાસ્ટ યરનું ફ્રાઇડે ઇવનિંગ ટોક તો કિરણજીનું અમે હજી નથી ભૂલ્યા. સરિતા, થેન્ક્સ અ લોટ ફોર ધેટ લાસ્ટ યર ટોક. અને આ વખતે
one minute આ ઇવેન્ટનું બ્રોચર normally it takes about 3-4 days to compile and we could do it in 1 day time and the contribution of Sarita madam was really significant.
Right, absolutely. Sarita madam અને લોપા madam બે જણાનું બ્રેઇન ચાઇલ્ડ છે આજનો નવો કહેવાય કે નવો આઈડિયા લગાવ્યો અને એમાં એ છે કે we have invited many domain in management area like pharma domain in our area. ઘણા બધા નવા નવા પ્રોગ્રામ છે. પ્રોગ્રામનું બધું કરીશ તો કદાચ પોણો કલાક અહીંયા જ જશે, પણ આ બધું કર્યા પછી તમને એવું લાગે કે હજી તો મેં ખાલી ઝલક જ આપી છે, તો આગલી પૂરી ઝલક લેવા માટે BMA ઉપર આવો. ખાલી ચાય પે ચર્ચા રવિવારે રેડિયોમાં નથી થતી, BMA માં થતી હોય છે. તમે કહેશો ત્યારે આપણે BMA માં કરીશું. થેન્ક યુ, થેન્ક્સ અ લોટ.
Thank you. I think now I request Janet madam to say a few words about the future program of Women Committee.
Yeah, thank you, Deepak Bhai. Thank you, Nimal Bhai, and thank you, Rajal. Good evening. I'm Janet. Today, we're in the presence of women and men who have helped to break the barriers of gender inequality. And it's time to carry that forward. During the pandemic, we all saw women who unexpectedly lost their spouses. They were left alone in the world and struggled to understand their husband's finances. They had no clue about the family's investments and savings. This happened even for educated women. They were at a loss on how to move forward. Considering these challenges, we at BMA were encouraged to extend a helping hand. And we're happy to announce an absolutely practical, easy online workshop to understand finance, investments, and net banking. This workshop will be conducted in Hindi and English. This free workshop is this coming Saturday on 29th of January from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. online on Zoom. Our Municipal Commissioner, Ms. Shalini Agarwal, has graciously accepted to be our chief guest and encourage women. So do save the date. Remember, this coming Saturday, please call us for more details. Women, be an active participant in your family's investments and grow your family's wealth. તમે આ મોકાઓ જવા દેતા નહીં. શનિવારે 2 વાગે જરૂરથી આ પ્રોગ્રામનો લાભ લેજો અને તમારા ફેમિલી અને મિત્રોને પણ આ ખબર આપજો. વધારે વિગત માટે BMA માં ફોન કરજો. અને આજે એક બીજી પણ બહુ જ મસ્ત ખબર છે. We're also very excited to announce that Her Royal Highness, the Maharani of Baroda, Srimati Radhika Raje Gaikwad, will be speaking on women's empowerment at our next event on Women's Day, the 8th of March. And BMA will not stop there. We will keep on encouraging and empowering women through different women-centric activities and programs. Ladies, we want to create topics and workshops which are just right for you. So call us, tell us, what do you want? Where are you stuck? What are your challenges? Just reach out to us and tell us what you want us to do for you. તમે કહો કે અમે કેવી રીતે તમને હેલ્પ કરી શકીએ છીએ. So BMA Women's Committee is there for you. I now pass it on to Anupama Kapoor of the BMA Women's Committee. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Janet, for a powerful start in announcing activities that a Women Committee of BMA has pipelined for the coming months. A large portion of our Indian patriarchal society is obsessed with having a male child, and yet we see these parents who have gone beyond these norms and decided to have a single child, and that too, a girl child. They have, out of choice, felt that their daughter is enough for their happiness and enough for the future. We first salute these proud Jalebi parents who are showing society the ideal way. I now introduce our first couple, Mr. Vipul Shah, Miss Naina Shah, and Papa Ki Pari, their princess, Miss Pankti Shah, to enlighten us on their thoughts, their journey, and how society has recreated and reacted to their decision. Mr. Vipul Shah, an LLB advocate, has shouldered various responsibilities as president and vice president on various prestigious organizations. He has also represented India globally on various platforms. Mrs. Naina has a rich experience of over 15 years as an accounts consultant and is associated with various social organizations. Ms. Pankti, at such a young age, is a highly accomplished corporate lawyer, having the privilege of working alongside with senior counsels and holding platform on various legal and academic topics. Without taking much time, I will now invite the Shah family to share their thoughts, their journey with all of us. Looking forward to that. Thank you. Over to the Shahs.
Thank you. First and foremost, let me thank Baroda Management Association, mm, especially President Deepak Shah and his entire enthusiastic team for inviting us to share our views on the topic on this National Girl Child Day. Honestly speaking, let me confess in the beginning of the event that I was not having any knowledge about such day which is being celebrated and which has been identified as this National Girl Child Day. Equally, I'm unaware that which other countries are have identified or are celebrating such National Girl Child Day. The moment when I received this invite, the first view, the first thought which has emerged within, that this is National Girl Child Day, then are we also celebrating the National Male Child Day? That was the first reaction which has emerged in my mind. Why National Male Child Day has not been identified so far? The beginning of discrimination starts from here. So, what I really admire that previously it has been given the information that in long back in 1966, when Indira Gandhi sworn in as Prime Minister of India, and this day is being recognized, being identified as the for tribute to women empowerment, and this day is being identified as National Girl Child Day. But this is 2022. In this 56 years, India has traveled long. And so the mind frames and mindsets of Indians too. So are we, the first basic question, my basic contention, that when we have traveled millions of miles, then really we do need to identify the National Girl Child Day? That is my first contention. And why I'm making this contention? Because by identifying a special day, by identifying the special privilege, by identifying the special generosity, we are creating the feeling of superior versus inferior, because special privilege is given to those who are underprivileged. And honestly speaking, we should not consider, and we are not considering as of now, the majority class and majority segment of the society, that they are not considering girl child as the weaker and poor part of the society. So in future, I really admire, and I really admire the efforts of Baroda Management Association, that they have spotted still the certain segment of the society which is prevailing in today's scenario also, that the girl child is to be celebrated, and they have rightly spotted. But I hope that in future only one day is to be celebrated, and that is National Child Day, irrespective whether it was male or it was female. So that is my primary contention. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if we consider the philosophy of life, अगर हम life की philosophy को पकड़ ले, तो ये उसके root में अगर जाए, ये कहाँ से thought आया कि why the discrimination in the society, that male child and female child? Friends, basically हम लोग we landed on this earth individually, and we are going to depart alone. अब ये, the beginning of journey is individual, and we are departing, the end of the journey is also single. in between this two starting and ending point, there are people who join in our journey of life and they depart. They come and go. They arrive and depart. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm trying to make the point, we'll have to wait for a couple of minutes. In this journey, there are few people who are joining for the spark moment, for a short term. There are people who are joining in our life for somewhat higher, that is for the mid-term. And there are people in our journey who are joining for the long term. And these three classifications, that is a short term, mid-term, and long term, can be further classified, that we have attraction for the people who are joining for the short term. We are having affection for the people who are joining for the mid-term. And we are having attachment for the people who are joining for the long term. And this long term is what we consider as the first family and our close friends. Now, this coming to the long term segment, friends, majority segment, majority class of the people, they believe that only boy child, only male child is considered as the long term association. अटैचमेंट जहां होता है वहां एक एक्सपेक्टेशंस आ जाती है, और एक्सपेक्टेशन हमारी क्या है, विद इन्वर्टेड कॉमा, कि एक्सपेक्टेशन एक ही है कि जहां तक आई वांट समवन थ्रू आउट माय लाइफ, कि who can backbone me, who can back me, who can relax me by taking special attention in my life. And boy child falls under that category, that what they believe. गर्ल चाइल्ड ऐसा है कि गर्ल तो मैरिज हो जाएगा, एंड आफ्टर वेडिंग इट कैन बी सेड के पारकी थापण कहवाय, द अनदर्स फिक्स डिपॉजिट. बट दिस सेगमेंट एंड दिस थिंकिंग पैटर्न नीड्स टू बी broken. That parki thapan, now the days have gone, that she is always with us. And we have witnessed certain male child family, male child men, they are just broken, and their families are scrapped because of having male child. So we have different equation of having girl child in the society. But slowly and gradually, we are happy that slowly and gradually that segment is in a lesser amount, who are thinking the male child is always falling under the third category, and that is the long term. So we need to improvise those thinking pattern जो ये सोचते हैं कि हाँ, female child is for a mid-term. We have to transform their thinking from the short-term supporter to the long-term supporter. She is there throughout our life. Ladies and gentlemen, we have only single child. I don't consider whether it is a male or female, but I have a single child. We have a single child. We have never ever having regret that we are having a child as a girl. Never ever. Correct. Never ever we have felt that yes, we are having that child as a girl. And हमारे आसपास जो सोसाइटी है, फैमिली है, they have also never made us realize that we have child, and that too the girl child. We have given full attention and we have received equally. And that is the benefit of having a single child, and that too the girl child. Ladies and gentlemen, we have given her full authority to choose her career. She has chosen her career, hobby career in dance, and the academic career in the profession of law. Just 2 months back, she got married, and we can say that she was child before marriage, and now she is a responsible daughter after having her marriage life. Not just for the sake of say, we are saying that we are happy, but eternally, honestly speaking, we are delighted having child as Pankti. Ladies and gentlemen, our journey is long, and I believe that daily we don't have any discrimination that we are talking. We could have talked to our child if my child would have been a male child. So no regrets, no complaints, but happy and delighted. With these words, I always would like to advise that don't look at a child with the spectacles of gender. Just look at the child as child on. Thank you. We conclude.
Thank you, Vipul bhai.
I would like to just make one announcement. In the interest of time, I might interrupt the speaker. So please try to keep your speech within time. Thank you.
Yes, Kanchan man, over to you. Kanchan ma'am, over to you. You have to unmute.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Deepak. And I would like to thank Mr. Vipul Shah for the wonderful talk. And I am really looking forward to the day that we don't have to celebrate Girl Child Day. It is more only Child Day. It's a wonderful thought, and it should be there in near future. Thank you and welcome everyone here, present here. The next guest speakers is lovely Mehta family, Mr. Sagar Mehta, Mrs. Nirjari Mehta, and their lovely daughter Devanshi. Devanshi Mehta is BTech and MBA, and she is working with Brand Factory. Mrs. Nirjari Mehta is B.Ed and a homemaker. Mr. Sagar Mehta has a master's degree in geology from Mumbai University and MBA from South Gujarat University. He joined Hindustan Oil Exploration Company Limited in its pioneering years in 1988 and is currently heading HOEC, Cambay Basin Business Unit Operations in Gujarat. Sagarji is an active life member of BMA and is associated with activities of BMA since 2008 and various capacities, currently being honorary secretary also. Welcome, welcome to Mehta family. Floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. This is Sagar Mehta. Thank you, Kanchan Madam, for that introduction. And while I was invited to give a small talk, three principal points occurred in my mind. First of all, why only one day to be celebrated? The celebration is for 365 days, 24 hours, and 7 days. It's for every time. Why it has to be a single day? You know, this day business is a commercial activity generated by Western world, and somehow we have adopted this day business. Father's Day, Mother's Day, Teacher's Day, Parents' Day. Why day business? It's a 365 days activity. However, this only propels us to take a call of doing something on that particular day. If this was a case, I think like Vipul Bhai said, we should very soon have daughter-in-law day, son-in-law day, which is there for all 365 days. So ideally, I think this is not going where we should be going. But anyway, having this thing, a national day for girl child is a good start. The true girl child day celebration will be there when we will stop reading any abuse to girl child, violence against girl child in newspaper for all 365 days. That is our wish list, and that is what we should be aiming for. So if one says, going back to, like Vipulbhai said, which other countries are following this kind of celebration, and that thought took me to Google Maharaj, and it's a girl International Girl Child Day is celebrated on 11th of October. And if you go to UN Council, there was a women conference in Beijing in 1995 where this event was focused, and they came out for platform for action with 8 points on girl child. And after that, there was a charter in UN, National General Assembly, declaring October 11 as the International Day of Girl Child. And from 2012, this Girl Child, International Day of Girl Child is being celebrated on 11th of October every year. And every year, there is one theme which goes on. So if I go back to 2021, the theme was Digital Generation, Our Generation. And there, if you go to these websites and see the kind of digital theme that they have done around girl child, is fascinating. This time is too short to do any video presentation or take you through some of those videos. But I would urge everyone who is participating today and their families to go to these kind of website and see this kind of theme which is going on. And I would request the Women Committee to please find out the theme of 2022, because I could not locate anywhere International Day of Girl Child theme for 2022, and circulate that theme as a widely held one for on the BMA platform for all 365 days. And this was the second point. First was why day business. Second point was what is international significance, and what is the international diaspora doing about this celebration or this kind of initiatives. There are about 17 goals in which sustainable development, and of that fifth one is towards girl child significance. Coming back and thinking on our own Hindu tradition, like Vipul Bhai said, this Hindu marriages with its rituals and ceremonies of Vedic age was relevant in social circumstances of those times. So if you go to like child marriages, the father would hand over the daughter in hands of daughter's mother-in-law, and that was considered as Kanyadan in those days in the Vedic literature. But now the times have changed. Kanyadan is there. Will someone be ready to do Putradan also? Can you have a society where Putradan would be equally celebrated or conducted? The better word would be Pani Grahan or some kind of equality kind of thing. So I think BMA Women's Committee can come up with some one thought that BMA members and others can implement and try to take this thing as forward instead of just celebrating and then moving around with the second day. So this was my message on this Girl Child Day. Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you very much. Bye.
Over to Lopa, madam.
Meanwhile, just humble request to everyone. We are celebrating Girls' Child Day. I can see the big parents, but where are the daughters? In memory of, in the golden memory, past memory, we are celebrating. If it is possible, you can call them online for at least few minutes. So at least during your presentation, we can join. Understand for Vipul Bhai, when somebody is married and busy at the cooker, કારણ કે અત્યારે 7 વાગ્યા પર પણ પ્લીઝ પોસિબલ હોય તો થોડીક મજા આવશે. રીઝન બિલીવ મી, I am very impressed because of your daughter's biodata. ધવલભાઈ ને વિશાખાબેન ના કરતા 4 ચાંદ એની ડોટર ના છે અત્યારે. સેમ વસ્તુ મેં કોઈ પાયલોટ નું સાંભળ્યું.
Yeah, Lopa, madam.
Yeah, just to add, the girl in our family is busy in her office, so she won't be able to join. But I'll pass on the message. Thank you.
Equally, Pankti is driving on expressway, and once she'll be reaching her destination, she'll be joining.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello everyone. આપણે અત્યાર સુધીમાં બધા પિતા પાસેથી સાંભળ્યું અને એ લોકો પાસેથી આપણે એવું પણ જોયું કે એ લોકોએ સોસાયટી સાથે પણ એમના મેસેજ આપવાની વાત કરી અને કદાચ પિતા તરીકેના ઇમોશનને બહુ જુદી રીતે બતાવ્યા. પણ હવે આપણે મધર પાસેથી સાંભળીએ, એક મા પાસેથી સાંભળીએ કે એને એક સિંગલ ગર્લ ચાઇલ્ડ જ્યારે એને બોર્ન થયો ત્યારે એને એ ફિલિંગ શું હતી અને એણે એનો ઉછેર કેવી રીતે કર્યો. હું તમારી સામે ઇન્ટ્રોડ્યુસ કરું છું જાસ્મીનને. જાસ્મીન અત્યારે પહેલા તો એણે જર્નાલિસ્ટ તરીકે કામ કર્યું, અત્યારે એક સિનિયર કમ્યુનિકેશન મેનેજરમાં એક ઓબ્સર્વ કંપની સાથે કામ કરે છે. પિતા છે પુલિન ચોકસી, જે જ્વેલર છે, બીએન જ્વેલર જે એક પોપ્યુલર છે, જે પોતે રન કરે છે, એ પ્રોપ્રાઇટર છે એના. અને એમની દીકરી સારા, જે અત્યારે નવરચનામાં ભણે છે અને સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ 10માં અત્યારે ભણી રહી છે. એ લોકોએ એના માટેના વ્યૂ કેવી રીતના છે એ આપણે જાસ્મીન પાસેથી સાંભળીએ.
Yes, Jasmine madam.
Yeah, thank you. So how many minutes do I have?
About 8 minutes.
8 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, okay, fine. That'll be enough. So thank you everyone for giving me this opportunity to talk about a very special topic, a very special subject to my heart. And I agree with a lot of things that the people who have said ahead of me. But I also want to say the importance of having a specific day for these types of things is that it makes you think hard about the realities at the ground level. See, we are all very privileged people from very good families and a good educational background, and we have not seen a lot of struggle that a majority of our population, our country's population, witnesses. And the role that we can play, it's like there's a saying in English, preaching to the choir. કે જે તમારી સાથે ઓલરેડી અગ્રી કરે છે એને તમે સમજાવી રહ્યા છો કે આવું કરવું જોઈએ. સો પ્રીચિંગ ટુ ધ કોયર એનો કોઈ મતલબ નથી, પણ આપણે આ ડિસ્કશન કરશું અને આપણે આ અવેરનેસ લાવશું તો એકવાર આપણે કોઈ એવા વ્યક્તિ સાથે વાત કરશું કે જે હજી પણ એવું માને છે કે boys are superior or having a male child is better. So I'll just share a little bit about my journey and then I'll share something that I have created. So I always wanted one child, regardless of the gender, whether it's a male or a female. I had decided, and when I got married, I discussed it with my husband, and he was in full agreement. And our family profession, jewelry, is such a male-dominated profession, and there is a sense of patriarchy. કે ભાઈ છે jewelry ની shop છે, so you probably will need a male heir. But that thought has never ever occurred to my husband, my father-in-law, my grandmother-in-law, who lived with us until the age of 90. She passed away when she was 90 years old. And they have never made me feel કે એ ઘરમાં એવું કોઈ દિવસ ઉચ્ચાર્યું પણ નથી, કોઈ દિવસ એવું બોલ્યું પણ નથી કે છોકરી છે તો શું ડિફરન્સ છે કે કઈ જ નહીં. And never asked me કે are you planning to have another child or why are you not planning another child? You should have a male child. Never. Yes, I have faced this question from some friends, some random people who come visit you, જે આપણે ઘરે બાઈઓ આવતી હોય, who are friendly enough with you and they are out of curiosity, they say things like, madam आपके पास तो सब कुछ है भगवान का दिया, तो एक बेटा तो होना चाहिए. So this is the mindset in general in the larger population, maybe not in the upper class and the people who are educated in the real sense of the word, probably they don't think like this. But yes, we have a long battle to fight. So having a specific day for the National Girl Child, it's just a reminder to us that there is a lot of gap, boss. You go to the remote areas, the interior of the country, the places where there is no educational access, where they have to constantly select who will I give my resources to. So first of all, the important message right now should be overpopulation. There's a limited amount of resource available to our country. જો બધા જેવું વિચારે કે મારે 2-3 છોકરા થવા દેવા છે તો ક્યાં જઈને પહોંચશે? પાણી પણ નહીં મળે 10 વર્ષ પછી પીવાનું, એવી કન્ડિશન છે અત્યારે. એટલે we have to be very conscious in our choices. Single child, yes, sometimes there is a psychological factor. If they have a sibling, it's easier for them. But we have to think about these things when we are discussing with people who may not agree with us. આપણે એકદમ શાંતિથી આપણો point મૂકવાનો અને એમને સમજાવવાનો. Now I'm going to share my screen quickly, not taking much time. Can I share? Host, can you give me permission to share my screen?
You are co-host now.
Okay, great. So I'm assuming you are able to see my screen, right?
Yeah, we are able to see.
Okay. Just wanted to put forth some things that I read when I was reading about National Girl Child Day today. So in India, even now, more baby girls die in their infancy than baby boys. And it has the highest gender differential in child survival at 11% in the world. Now, in remote areas, in smaller towns and smaller cities, there are fewer hospital admissions for girls than boys, which means that nani baby bandi che ne nano babo mando che, so they will give priority. Like they will think ke ha a baba ne to lei jo padse. Only 41% of women, and these are statistics from 2021, have 10 or more years of schooling. India is home to the largest number of child brides in the world at 223 million. I'm not exaggerating. This is the figure. 223 million child brides. 59.1% of women are reported to be anemic in the country. So these are recent facts and statistics. Only a couple of months ago, there was a controversy about Rajasthan lowering the age of the brides to suit their customs and community traditions. And there was a huge uproar about it. As per the global gender gap, India and China account for about 90 to 95% of feticides, not feticides, sorry, abortions due to prenatal screening. So 1.2 million missing female births. In 1990s, Amartya Sen had coined this very famous term called the missing girl child. And India, in terms of gender gap, is ranked 140 out of 156 countries. And Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Bhutan are doing better than us. So there are issues. So why should we care about gender equality? Gender equality affects everybody, not just women. It prevents, if there is equality, it will prevent violence against women. It is important for a nation's and society's economic prosperity. And societies that value women and men as equal are safer and healthier. It leads to better healthcare. It reduces poverty and human trafficking. How can we become change agents? હવે આ girl child તો આપણે celebrate બી કર્યું, પણ આપણે what can we actively do to send this message across the board to people who don't think like us? So we have to take pride in the daughters and the women of our life. We have to celebrate the birth of a girl child in the family or community. Encourage people around us to challenge stereotypes. Oppose our કોઈ એવી વિધિ છે કે કોઈ એવી રસમ છે જે તમને એવું લાગે છે કે આ બરાબર નથી, આ appropriate નથી, તો we have to oppose it. We have to help those who are less privileged than us to understand the gender issues. We have to challenge sexist comments, jokes. WhatsApp પર મારા બહુ બધા educated friends છે, બહુ બધા સારા ગ્રુપ્સમાં હું છું. એમાં જે men છે એ આખો દિવસ wife jokes મોકલે છે અને એવા jokes મોકલે છે, and jokes about women driving. See, when you say it's just a joke, it's not ever just a joke. So it starts there. Even if you think that women are equal, but if you're constantly making fun of them, then maybe you have to think about it again. Encourage girls in your family to take leadership and responsibility. Educate your girls on financial wealth management. For this, we are having another workshop coming up by BMA for women to empower themselves by learning more about how to manage their wealth. This is a very important factor in bringing equality to the table. So that's all I wanted to say. Ending with this shlok, which we learned in school, and I do believe in it. Where women are respected, the gods are pleased. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Vibha madam. Thank you, madam.
Can we ask some question, Deepak bhai?
Last May. And I request all the speaker to be there.
કારણ કે પેરેન્ટ્સમાં મધર બોલ્યા અને ફાધર હીરાનો જવેરી તો ફાધર છે એમાં. તો પછીથી પુલિનભાઈ તરફથી
Pulinbhai Che, he's watching it.
He's online.
Jasmine madam is known as editor Samanyo. I know it's a powerful speech. એટલે પુલિનભાઈ તમને મેં અત્યારે પેપર ખોલી દીધું છે.
Anyway,
Thank you.
Madam, over to you.
You can unmute Pulin and he can just say hello to everyone.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. So I am really agree with all the points of Jasmine, and we had decided it just before 16 years. So, and we are very much blessed by God. We have a girl child, and we really enjoyed and we really admire.
Thank you, Pulit bhai. Over
Thank
to
you.
Pooja madam.
હવે 24 કેરેટ પાકું. Thank you.
Thank you, Jasmine. This was really enlightening to hear the statistics that you have presented. They were really an eye-opener. So let me introduce the next family of Vishaka Mehta, who is an educator and a counselor, Dhaval Mehta, who is a businessman, and their lovely princess Vishishta Mehta, who has done her bachelor in social work. She is currently working as a consultant in Fountainhead and working on a project for the government, that is the School of Excellence. So just to introduce you to this family, who says that the birds of the same feather flock together when three very different people came together to make a family. While they are having same values of love, compassion, and empathy at the core, they make a family that appreciates differences and freedom of choice. Just to add to this, they are very much deeply involved in lot of social work. So over to you, Vishakha.
Thank you so much,
Vishakha,
everyone. Yeah, I have unmuted myself. I think, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you so much. બધું જ બોલવાનું કામ હું કરું છું, બાકી બધું એ કરે છે. એટલે વિચારવાનું કામ એ કરે છે, બોલવાનું કામ હું કરું છું. એટલે અમાર બધાનું સેટ ઓલી છે. So I'll be doing the speaking, and that's my privilege. So દીકરી માટે બોલવાનું મેં first let me thank BMA and Sarita ma'am, because since I've got this message, I have been celebrating. Rather, we've been celebrating. We have a daughter. Like, છે દીકરી છે પણ સેલિબ્રેટ કરવાનો ચાન્સ બહુ ઓછા મળે છે. કારણ કે એવરીડે સેલિબ્રેશન હોય તો પછી એક દિવસ એટલે જો મહેંદી મહેંદી લગાડીને તૈયાર થઈ ગઈ એકદમ કે ચાલો દીકરીને સેલિબ્રેટ કરીએ. તો લખતા લખતા વિચાર આવ્યો કે ઝાંઝર ઝમકાવતી અને મુખડું મલકાવતી, ઝાંઝર ઝમકાવતી મુખડું મલકાવતી, મૃદુલ તરુલતા જેવી લહેરાવતી અમારી દીકરી નીર સમી. કારણ કે આપણી ટેગલાઈન હતી પાણી, વિશ્વમાં પાણી જેવું જરૂર છે. એવી રીતે અમારી દીકરી નીર સમી અમારા જીવનને સંચાવતી. દીકરી જન્મી છે, લે લક્ષ્મી આવી એમ કહો ને. મારા સાસુએ જ્યારે કહ્યું ત્યારે મારો સમગ્ર જીવનનો ભાર ઉતરી ગયો. કારણ કે મારી દીકરીને દીકરી પણ નહીં પણ લક્ષ્મી કહેવી એવું મારા સાસુએ જ્યારે ઊભા થઈને કહ્યું ત્યારે મેં કીધું કે વાહ મમ્મી, આ છે તું. આવી સાસુ સૌને મળે. એન્ડ જીવનભરની મને શાંતિ મળી છે. બંને સાસુ પણ સારા અને દીકરી પણ મળી છે. Having a girl child had always been so natural and natural pleasure, that girl child. Having a child, it was a pleasure. In a family, in a society, where having a son is a must. And it's a boon to have a family which is so evolved. very frankly, which is so evolved. So on 4th of March, 1998, the first rays of soft sun brought a bundle of joy to us. And Vishishta was born, and Bua named her Vishishta. As all the parents do, we raised our child. But that was different. Raising a child was never an easy task. Never an easy task for us, because we were born as parents the same day, you know. So these three of us, we were technically children. We were technically toddlers when daughter was toddler. We both were toddlers as parents. In our young age, we were young. Again, you know, it went on like that. So all the things came so naturally કે વિશિષ્ટાની shoelace જે છે એ સવારના ઉઠીને પપ્પા જ બાંધે. 10મામાં આવી તો એ પપ્પાએ જ બાંધી છે, હજી સુધી shoelace બાંધતા નથી આવડતી. So that was the beauty of, you know, growing up together, we as parents and she as a human being. So due to that, I think we never imposed our dreams on her. We never imposed our thoughts on her. કારણ કે આપણે મિત્રો હોઈએ ને જ્યારે સાથે રમતા હોઈએ, સાથે ભેગા ચાલતા હોઈએ ને, તો આપણે એને રસ્તા ન દેખાડતા હોઈએ, હાથ પકડીને ચાલતા હોઈએ. એટલે અમે લોકોએ સાથે ચાલવાનું શરૂ કર્યું. એટલે ઇમ્પોઝિંગ ક્યાંય ન આવ્યું. ઇમ્પોઝિંગ ક્યાંય ના આવ્યું એટલે બધા વિચારતા થયા, બધાની થોટ ઇન્ડિપેન્ડન્ટ રહી. And because of that, we gave space to each other. જો હમણાં પણ અમારા બેની વચ્ચે સ્પેસ છે ને, એને પણ આપી છે સ્પેસ. તું તારી સ્પેસમાં રહે, અમે અમારી સ્પેસમાં રહીએ, પણ આપણી પાસે સ્પેસ હોવો જોઈએ. માનસિક રીતે પણ સ્પેસ આપ્યો બધાને. એટલે વિચારો થયા. I remember a small incident. જ્યારે અમારું ઘર રેનોવેટ થતું હતું ત્યારે અમારા જે સ્ટ્રક્ચર એન્જિનિયર અમારા બહુ સારા મિત્ર છે સંજયભાઈ પટેલ, એમણે કહ્યું કે ધવલભાઈ તમારા ઘરમાં એક જ પ્રોબ્લેમ છે, બધા જ મગજ ચલાવે છે યાર, બધા જ વિચારે છે. So that was a compliment to us. એમને ભલે પ્રોબ્લેમ લાગતી હોય પણ એમની પ્રોબ્લેમ અમારી માટે કોમ્પ્લિમેન્ટ થઈ ગઈ, કારણ કે yes, we all are thinking, and that process evolved. Every decision, small or big, pertaining to family had involvement of all, right from the elderly person in our house to the youngest one, which was Vishishta. And she may be our little child, but yeah, her involvement was there in our family. Because of that, we all walked together in life. Once again, I'm reiterating. May she be a young grader, a 6th grader, or a 10th grader, or young Vishishta. ફેમિલીના બધા જ ડિસિઝનમાં એ ઇન્વોલ્વ છે. જરૂરી નથી કે અમે માનીએ, ઇન્વોલ્વમેન્ટ હોવું જરૂરી છે. પછી તો જેનો જેટલું યુ નો કન્વિન્સિંગ પાવર હોય એ જીતે, એનો મુદ્દો લેવાય અને એ આ જ હોય છે. એટલે થોડા શબ્દોમાં કન્વિન્સ કરી દે છે અમને ધવલભાઈ. Man of few words. People say we are strict parents. Yes, we are strict. We go by rules. એક વખત તો પાર્ટીમાં એને ખાલી સ્ટાર્ટર જ ખાધા હતા અને ઘરે આવી ગઈ. આવી જવું તો આવી જા બેટા, તારો નિર્ણય છે, આપણી ડેડલાઇન 8 વાગ્યાની છે. એટલે સ્ટાર્ટર ખાઈને આવી ગઈ. તો તે દિવસથી મારું નામ પણ સ્કૂલમાં એને પાડી દીધું હતું. પણ દેટ ઇઝ ઓકે, પાડી દીધું. ફ્રેન્ડ્સના નામ બધા પાડે. આપણે નથી બોલાવતા પેલો જાડીઓ ને પેલો પાતળો. સો હું પણ થોડીક એક સ્ટ્રિક્ટ મોમ થઈ ગઈ હતી. બટ દેટ ઇઝ ઓકે. રૂલ્સ વર laid and were followed. What others didn't get is they were same for all of us. લોકો જ્યારે એમને સ્ટ્રિક્ટ કીધા ને, they didn't get that whatever rules were there were same for all of us. It implied me, him, and her. All three of us. So due to that, today we can proudly say that we have raised our child as a human being. એમાં એ દીકરી છે એટલે 4 ચાંદ લગાવી દીધા છે. Worth living in society. I'm proud that she is our daughter. Okay, that is my sister-in-law speaking. Vishishta is our Kuldeepak, Kuldiya. Yes. And this is the girl, sister-in-law, she has given her name Vishishta. Indeed, she is special to everyone. So she grew up taking from everyone, taking from everyone, I would say. And here she is, the bundle of joy, a big one, who now has grown to a point where લોકો મને આવીને કહે છે કે અને believe me, જે આપણે હમણાં બીજા સેગમેન્ટની વાત કરીએ છીએ, એજ્યુકેટેડ સેગમેન્ટ અને નીચલા વર્ગની, તો જ્યાં વિશિષ્ટા ભણાવવા જતી હતી દીકરીઓને, એ લોકો આવીને કહે છે કે બેન મારી દીકરી એ તમારા દીકરી જેવી બને છે. પેલા એ મારી છોકરી કહેતા, ત્યારે હું એમને કહેતી કે દીકરી છે એ છોકરી નથી તમારી, એ તમારી દીકરી છે. તે દીકરીને હવે એ લોકો અમારે ત્યાં ગણેશ ચોકડી છે એટલે એ લેવલના છે. હવે દીકરીને છોકરી છોડી એ બધું કહીને દીકરી કે છે કે અમારી દીકરીને ભણાવનાર તમારી દીકરીએ. હવે વિશિષ્ટા બોલતા નથી આવડતા, વિશિટાબેન કે છે કે વિશિખાબેન કે મને, પણ એ કે છે કે એના જેવી બનાવી છે. ત્યારે મને એવું થાય છે કે યસ, we have given small contribution to the society, and if we have sown this seed, then this tree would go somewhere. And this is a, હવે હું એ કોઈ પણ ઓલા દિવસોના સેલિબ્રેશનના ઓલામાં પડતી નથી, because I am celebrating, I said you, I'm celebrating having a child, having a daughter, and that in itself is a celebration, and I'm happy that we all are here. એક હોય કે 10 હોય, દીકરી તો મજાના જ હોય છે. અને અમારે તો દીકરીઓનો ભંડારો છે ઘરમાં, એટલે દરેકે દરેક વ્યક્તિના જીવનમાં એક દીકરી આવે, કોઈ પણ ફોર્મે, પોતાની હોય કે ફ્રેન્ડની હોય કે વહુ હોય, પણ જો એક જીવનમાં દીકરી આવી જાય ને તો જીવન જ સાવ પલટાઈ જાય છે. Again, what more? There is one element, sparkling element that God has given in our life. What more can one ask for? Dikro, dikri. So thank you so much once again, and not going into intricacies of anything, just celebrating ourselves, celebrating that we are parents, celebrating that we have a beautiful daughter, celebrating that we have a beautiful family. And that does not consist of me, my husband, and my daughter, but all of us. That's the day today. Thank you so much. Thank you. Over to Dhaval if he wants to say something.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Vishaka madam. Over to Dipti madam for introduction of the next speaker.
વિશિષ્ટતાની વિશિષ્ટતા વિશેનો ક્વેશ્ચન હું છેલ્લે પૂછીશ, જવાબ તૈયાર રાખજો. એમાં ગણેશ ચોકડીનું સમથિંગ કીધું, પણ વી વિલ ડિસ્કસ લેટર. ક્વેશ્ચન પાર્ટ ધવલભાઈ ને વિશાખા માટે ખાસ ક્વેશ્ચન. વિશિષ્ટતાની વિશિષ્ટતા કેરિયર માટે 1 મિનિટ છેલ્લે હું તમને એના ઉપર પ્રશ્ન. મારો બહુ ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ છે, તમને કંઈક જાણવાનો ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ છે મને, લેફ્ટ છેલ્લે ક્વેશ્ચન આન્સરમાં. થેન્ક યુ.
યસ દીપ્તિબેન.
Hey, am I audible now? Yeah, okay, thank you so much. So, hello, good evening, everyone. I am Dipti Parekh, privileged to be here on the occasion of the National Girl Child Day. I am introducing you to the Shah family, Mrs. Purvi Shah, Mr. Prashant Shah, and their darling daughter Varija Shah. So, Mrs. Purvi Modi Shah is a uplift woman. She is doing on women empowerment. She has adopted a Guru Udyog, which is engaged in making khakra. You all must be aware about that. So the name of that entrepreneurship is Hans Khakra, and the intention behind doing this is to give some employment to women and boost their confidence. A very noble thought indeed. Her husband, Mr. Prashant Shah, is a national sales head in a multinational company, and their darling daughter, oh my god, what to say about her, Varija Shah. She's a National Cadet Corps C certificate holder, and she's also a part of an organization named EXPA, which is Exchange Participation Associations of India. It's a registered society under the Karnataka Society registrations, and as a part of this, Varija is a certified trainer in this institute, and she has trained so far approximately around 500 plus cadets. Wow. Varija also holds a bachelor's degree in communication and journalism, and she is a youngest student pilot license holder in Gujarat, and she is also pursuing to be a commercial pilot very soon. Last but not the least, she is also an international lawn tennis player as well. So many laurels at such a young age, and kudos to you, Varija. May you shine bright like this. Over to you, to the Shah family, Purvi ma'am, Prashant sir.
Thank you, Dipti, and good evening, everyone. I'm Purvi Shah, and a single girl child, and I'm also a single girl child. ઓકે જ્યારે મારી પ્રેગ્નન્સી થઈ ને ત્યારે મારા હસબન્ડે મને એવું કીધું કે મેં ઘંટાકર્ણ દાદાની માનતા માની છે કે મને છોકરી જ જોઈએ છે. આઈ એમ સોરી, પેલું ડિસ્ક્રિમિનેશન નથી કરતી, પણ અમે એવી માનતા જ માની કે અમને છોકરી જ જોઈએ છે. અને લકીલી લક્ષ્મી અમારે ત્યાં જન્મ્યા અને નામ આપ્યું અમે વારિજા શાહ, અને વારિજા મીનિંગ લક્ષ્મી. Varija is still such a notorious child that I had to always keep her engaged in one or other activities. So we started making her to go to tennis at the age of 6, when the size of racket was bigger than her height. And she started loving tennis, and still she is playing tennis. I would like to add something. A few years back, I used to go to the Halol Express Highway, which you must know, with my mom and dad to watch the airplane land and take off. One day, my teacher asked me in my school, "What do you want to become when you grow up?" So I spontaneously replied that I want to become a pilot. Apparently, it was my father's dream too, to become a pilot, but unfortunately, due to some circumstances, he couldn't pursue his dream. So this is why I'm more keen to become a pilot so that I can fulfill my father's dream and mine as well. So we never force her to do, to become a pilot or to become a tennis player. She wanted to become a pilot. So now, એક જ વસ્તુ હું કહીશ કે ડોન્ટ જજ યોર ચાઇલ્ડ કે આટલું લેટ કેમ ઘરે આવે છે, કે તું ક્યાં જાય છે, મને કહીને જા. કશું જ અમે એને ફોર્સ નથી કર્યું. એ જાતે જ અમને કહે છે કે હું આ ફ્રેન્ડ સાથે જઉં છું અને આટલી લેટ આવીશ, એન્ડ વી એપ્રિશિએટ ધેટ. તો અને મને એવું પણ નથી થયું ઇનસિક્યોરિટી કે ફ્યુચરમાં છોકરો નથી તો મારા ફ્યુચરનું શું. પણ અત્યારે તો મને એટલી મોટી મિલકત મળી છે. વારિજા ઇઝ માય બિગેસ્ટ એસેટ. થેન્ક યુ સો મચ એવરીવન. I would especially like to thank Lopa Aunty for giving us this opportunity and to this association. Thank you so much.
Now floor is open for question answer. Any questions?
દીપકભાઈ, બે પ્રકારની પ્રકૃતિ જે કહેવાય ને માઇન્ડસેટ, વન ઇઝ વારિજા ને અનધર ઇઝ અ વિશિષ્ટા. વારિજા છે, she is known for to flying aircraft at 28,000 maybe 35,000 feet, અને સાથે 300 જણાને હવામાં ઉડાડી અને આમ કહેવાય ને સ્વર્ગ બતાવે છે, કારણ કે ફ્લાઇટમાં બેઠા હોય ત્યારે જો સ્વર્ગ દેખાય આપણને. And at the same time, the question is to the વિશિષ્ટા કે વિશિષ્ટાના જેટલું હું જાણું છું કે વિશિષ્ટા એવી પ્રકૃતિની વિશિષ્ટ છોકરી છે કે જમીન ઉપર બેસી અને ફૂટપાથ ઉપર બેસી અને આવનારા દિવસોમાં 35,000 ફૂટ ઉપર જ્યારે વરીજા ફ્લાઇટ ઉડાડતી હશે ને ત્યારે પાછળના પેસેન્જરને ઉભા કરી રહી છે. એટલે ક્વેશ્ચન મારો પહેલો છે વિશાખા બેનને. વિશાખા, to the Fatehganj flyover. આગળ ઓપન નહીં કરું મારું સિક્રેટ, કારણ કે મારા માટે તે દિવસે પણ મને યાદ છે કે પછી 2 કિલોમીટર સુધી પ્રોપર ડ્રાઈવ નતો કરી શક્યો જ્યારે મેં એને જોઈ રોડ ઉપર એક બેનર લગાડીને. પ્લીઝ એના વિશે ક્યાં કહો.
તમે શેની વાત કરો છો? ના,
વિશિષ્ટાનો એક પ્રોજેક્ટ હતો ભણાવવાનો, એના માટે. What she is doing?
It was in when she was in 12th standard and her exams were still going on અને મને કીધું કે મમ્મી હું જાઉં છું ભણાવવા. મેં કીધું ક્યાં? કે પાછળ બધાઓને ભણાવવા. મને કીધું, મેં એને લિટરલી કીધું હતું કે તું પોતે ભણી લે ને બેટા તોય ભણું છું. And she went there, બધા છોકરાઓને ભેગા કર્યા અને રોડ ઉપર બેસીને ભણાવવા લાગી. That was એ જે સમય હતો ગોલ્ડન પીરિયડ છે. અને એ ભણાવીને હજી એને છોડ્યા નથી, એને હજી આંગળી પકડી છે. હવે મને કહે છે કે મમ્મી તું હવે એ લોકોને આગળ વધાર ને. સો એ રસ્તા ઉપર પણ એને ભણાવવાની એટલી ધગશ.
માઇક અનમ્યુટ કરીને કરી શકો છો કે આ છોકરીને મેં ફતેગંજ બ્રિજ આપણો જે છે પોલિટેકનિક નો એની પહેલા ડાબી બાજુ એક બેનર માર્યું હતું અને 7-8 ઓલા બધા બિચારા રસ્તા ઉપર ફૂટપાથ ઉપર રહેતા લોકો છોકરાઓ હતા અને આ વિશિષ્ટતા ત્યાં ઊભી ભણાવતી હતી અને ફૂટપાથ ઉપર બાજુમાંથી ફૂલ ટ્રાફિક પસાર થાય. અને આઈ સેલ્યુટ અત્યારે વિશિષ્ટતા તને એના માટે કે તારા માટે ઓપોર્ચ્યુનિટી આટલા પાવરફુલ પેરેન્ટ્સ હોય ત્યારે કોર્પોરેટ જોબ ને બધું જ હતું તારા માટે, પણ તે એ જે સિલેક્ટ કર્યું આઈ થિંક ધેટ્સ અ ગ્રેટ થિંગ. અને પેરેન્ટિંગ માટે તમને કોંગ્રેચ્યુલેશન. ગર્લ ચાઇલ્ડ હોવું કે મેલ ગર્લ કે બોય પણ આ કેટેગરીમાં ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ ધરાવે અને સી ધ ગ્રેટ ડિસિઝન એમાં. પ્લીઝ. Yeah, Vishishta, what?
I'd like to share 2 incidents actually very related to this. So, જ્યારે આ બધું પત્યું ત્યારે હું 12th માં હતી and we had this mum and daughter group. Like I had my friends and their mothers were my mom's friends. So we all met together and mummy proudly shared that she started to teach kids and she's doing wonderful. So one auntie came up to her and she said ki અરે she's already dark skinned, હજી તડકામાં કરશે ને આ કઈ એની ઉંમર છે આ બધું કરવાની, please ask her to stop all this, અભી તો બસ life enjoy કરો, ये सब मत करो. And my mom just gave her this look that she has ki what are you even talking about? It doesn't matter, like it just doesn't matter. It's okay if she is completely tanned, we will still love her, and in future if she has to find someone in her life she'll still find, and if that person has to do like her for her looks, it's okay, we don't want that person. So that was one incident where people overall said ke na atli nani che આ age par to social work na karવું જોઈએ. The other incident was something that shook me. So I remember I'd gone to this DO office to get a permission to teach in the government school because we were shifting from one spot to the other. It was very inconvenient to teach in places which were noisy. So at that time I was I was waiting for my college admissions. And I went to the DO and the DO made me wait for 2 hours in the office and he was like, until your father doesn't come, I'm not going to talk to you, I'm not going to give you any permission, you are still a child. So I called dad and dad was busy and he's usually you should do your own things and you should be more independent. So I called him, he comes after 2 hours and we go to the DO's office and the person says, I can't believe that this girl must be doing something like this. So I actually wanted to get one assurance that you are still doing it. So at that time my father also said sir, age and gender thi kai farak nahi padto, what she wants to do, and they again let me do that. So at a lot of times, right from making the decision of taking up arts to opening something that was my own, then to moving to Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar for 3 years, at every point society and people have told them that you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that, you shouldn't be. So ઘણા લોકો હજી બી આવીને કહે કે અરે એકની એક દીકરી છે ને એને બી તમે આટલી દૂર મોકલી દીધી. So Yet they are like, we have our own life, it's okay, she can live her own life and she can do what she wants to do. It has been just this very strong backbone that I have, because of which I'm able to do what I'm able to do. Otherwise badha parents expect kare ke their child has a kushni job, stays close to them. But leaving all of that, I think I'm eternally grateful. And it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much, Sarita aunty. It has been a pleasure being a part of this, and also seeing mom prepare vigorously to make a speech and to write. And I felt so special in last 2 3 days. Thank you so much for this, and it was wonderful listening to all of your stories. And thank you so much for listening to me.
BMA. First time I offered you, you came to BMA. I know you met me, and they say that I'm more interested in area of child education at street level instead of this kind of program, because I know you know કે 2007 થી તને થેન્ક્સ ટુ જેસીસી ઓળખું છું એમાંથી. પણ સેકન્ડ ટાઈમ ઓપન પબ્લિકમાં આપું છું. At the same time, Deepakbhai, just I am sharing a one line information regarding Dhavalbhai. Dhavalbhai is our Friday evening talk speaker for acupressure. એટલે માર્ચ પહેલા જો આપણું ઇન પર્સન થાય તો હું માનું છું કે ધવલભાઈ તમે અમારું ઇન્વિટેશન લેજો. એક્ટિવ પ્રેશરમાં ધવલભાઈની માસ્ટરી છે એમાં પ્રોગ્રામની. થેન્ક્સ. Yeah.
I think we are running short of time, and I think we overshooted by 15 minutes. So now I request Sarita madam to conclude and give a vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. Though I wanted to speak a lot, but I'll just shorten as we are running short of time. अगर बेटा अंश है तो बेटी वंश है. अगर बेटा आन है तो बेटी शान है. On an unusual chilly winter evening, today's conversation have brought us so much of love and warmth. जितने भी speakers थे सबने बहुत बढ़िया बोला और आप बोला. सबके अलग अलग thoughts थे, अलग अलग विचार थे, but then all of you have spoken so well. And the more celebration worthy is the fact that we are celebrating the National Girl Child Day during historic period for the first time in India. पहली बार इंडिया का child sex ratio is female positive. It is 1020 girl child versus 1000 males for the first time in India. इस साल 2021 में the child ratio is positive, and which is brilliant actually. That means that आप जैसे पेरेंट्स हैं, आप जैसे पेरेंट्स ने ये एक सोच रखी है कि हमारे लिए हमारी बेटियां ही सब कुछ है और आगे बढ़ाते हैं. यही एक सोच एंटायर हम में से कई लोगों ने ये सोचा भी है कि हम लोग वी ऑल आर फ्रॉम द अर्बन एरियाज, मे बी रूरल एरिया में ये शायद सोच ना हो, बट ये सोच हमको रूरल तक पहुंचाना है. एंड उसी के लिए शायद कई लोग हमारे यहाँ से कोशिश भी वही कर रहे हैं. मुझे काफी कुछ कहने की इच्छा है, बस एक छोटी सी चीज जरूर मैं कहूंगी. जैसे हमने कहा ना कि हमको इक्वालिटी चाहिए. वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट लाइक द फीमेल्स हैव टू बी सुपीरियर टू द मेल. वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट एनीथिंग ऑफ दोस सॉर्ट, बट हम कहते हैं कि इक्वालिटी तो रहे. तो इक्वल होने के लिए मेरे एक यहाँ सिर्फ इंसिडेंस कहना चाहूंगी. मेरे when I was pregnant, my mother-in-law said that I wish you have a daughter. मैंने कहा हाँ, आप कह रहे हो एक मतलब सास हो के ये कह रहे हो कि ना पोती चाहिए. मैंने कहा ऐसे क्यों? तो बोले क्योंकि ना मुझे ना तुम्हारी चिंता नहीं होगी. एंड आई वाज लाइक वाओ, तो आपको मेरी चिंता है इसलिए आपको एक पोती चाहिए, सो दैट द गर्ल्स द डॉटर्स विल टेक केयर ऑफ द पेरेंट्स वेल. तो मैंने कहा कि कोई बात नहीं, अगर बेटा हो या बेटी हो, उनको वो चीज़ सिखाना है कि उनके पेरेंट्स को कैसे संभालना है या हर एक फीमेल को कैसे सपोर्ट करना है. So I'm very proud to say that, like, I have brought up my son like that, and he झाड़ू पोछा सब कुछ करता है, खाना बनाता है, सब कुछ करता है, and I'm not worried about my बहू now, because I know like मेरे बहू को मेरा बेटा अच्छी तरह ध्यान रखेगा. So I thank the Women's Committee of BMA for making this evening possible, where such engaging conversation could happen for us to witness some charming families come forward to share their views and messages for our audience. The support of the office bearers at BMA, especially the President, Mr. Deepak Shah, and Vice President, Mr. Nimal Bakshi, has been instrumental in making this event so successful. I take this moment to celebrate and thank the presence this evening of 5 magnificent families who have given us reason to push our chins up for a few more, inches. On behalf of BMA Women's Committee, I offer gratitude to Varija and her parents Puri Prashansha, Pankti and her parents Naina and Vipulsha, Devanshi and her parents Nirjhari and Sagar Mehta, Sara and her parents Jasmine and Pulin Choksi, Vishishta and her parents Vishakha and Dhaval Mehta. We love you all and look forward to celebrate your wins in life. To the audience this evening, we thank you so much for remaining present and making us all a part of your lives by celebrating our daughters. Before I end, I would like to applaud the stellar efforts of the Women's Committee at BMA, led by the chairperson, Ms. Rajal, who made this event possible and so very precious. The event coordinator, along with me, Dr. Lupa Shah, and the Women's Core Committee of Kanchan Suravanshi, Janet Shah, Anupama Kapoor, Vibha Naik, deserve a special round of applause for their brilliant work in putting this event together. Thanks also to each and every member of the Women's Committee of BMA for their thoughts, ideas, and efforts. And I also thank everyone at the BMA office. BMA thanks you all for your presence, and we look forward to seeing you again soon for our forthcoming events.